Good morning, everyone. Welcome to 2025. I hope everybody had a happy new year and a great holiday season. Now we're back. So I've got lots to share with you down on my desk today. All the news from Stampin' Up! And a new card. All right, let's go down to my desk. Okay, here we go. Lots of mess here. All right, okay, you can see I've got lots of things on my desk. Well, first off, you can see the new catalog went live yesterday. So this is our new mini catalog that's running from January to April. And along with that is our celebration brochure. So if you place an order in January or February that totals over $75, you can choose something out of the celebration catalog for free. All right, so if anybody needs a catalog, doesn't have a demonstrator in Canada and would like catalogs, please get a hold of me. You can contact me through my website. It's here, margaretgorn.stampinup.net, and I can get those off to you. Okay, we aren't using any new product today, but I will do that the next time, most likely. The other thing on my desk is the paper pumpkin. This is Hearts for You, so this is the January kit. You have to subscribe by January the 10th in order to receive it. And it has champagne foil, and you can see all the hearts, and it looks like there's red twine. The envelopes are going to be red. There's some red hearts here, embellishments. So that looks really nice. Nice for Valentine's Day or maybe weddings or anniversaries. And the dies that go with that are here, and I was going to write the number down, and I didn't do that. The add-on dies for the next 3 months, January, February, and March. This is the January die that you would get with the heart, so it would coordinate with the kit. And it looks like it cuts out the scalloped outside and the inside heart. For February, it's this interesting die. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to cut out. It looks like stems or trees or something. And then for March, it's the bee and the honeycomb. So those dies are $16.50, and the number is 166237, and $16.50 they are. So you can add those to an order through Stampin' Up. Okay, and that will take you through three months kits. All right, so that's it for the paper pumpkin. What else do I have on my list here? Yesterday, they released 3 new kits, Brightest Birthday Card Kit, and coordinating with that is a Birthday Bash Kit, which had bags and gift cards in it, and a thank you card kit. There are new online items to look at, so lots of new things that came only on the online store. And there is an online scrapbooking brochure that you can look at. And the scrapbooking brochure, make sure you do take a look at it, because there's lots of paper and stamp sets that, even if you're not considering yourself a scrapbooker, they would work for making cards also. And remember to check the last chance and discontinued list, because they're ever changing as things sell out or disappear. So good idea to check it out. Okay, today we are going to use the Full of Life bundle. And I love this bundle because it's so bright. The paper is just gorgeous. So I'm actually using just the dies and the paper. And I am using another stamp set. Sorry, that Full of Life bundle is on page 43 on the annual catalog. Okay, so I'll just set that aside because I'm going to need it again. So here's the stamp set, which I'm not using the stamp set to... Oh, I shouldn't say that. I did use the stamp set. My mistake. I did use some of the words out of the stamp set. And I am using the dies from this. So that's that. I am also using words out of the Everyday Details stamp set, which is in our annual catalog. The dies are no longer available. They went online and now they're gone. But I am still using the stamp set. Okay, so our card today is a card plus a little extra. So we're going to start with a card base that is 5.5 by 11. We're going to score it at 4 1/4 and 8.5. So it's going to look like this. We're going to fold it so that that little flap goes on the inside of your card. So it's going to look like a regular card in the front, but there's going to be an extra flap in the inside. Now, I've got to do a little extra cutting here, and I did want I don't see my, bone folder. Where is my bone folder? Good question. Got things all over here. I was working on my paper pumpkin kit, my last one that I hadn't done anything with, so I was working on that today. Anyways, I can always use a pair of my scissors to make sure these are nice and crisp. So I'm folding that to the inside, and then we're going to do a little cutting. So we need to take that little flap, and from your bottom corner, so this is your card, closed like that, right? So from your bottom corner, measure up 2 inches, put a little tick, which I've done, I don't know if you can see it, and I'm going to cut an angle from the first fold line to that tick. So I'll bring in my paper trimmer. And what you do is, if you have this trimmer, you just line things up in the track. So there's my dot right there that I put on it at the 2-inch mark, and there's the fold. So I'm going to come down like that, cut that off, just that little corner. We're not going to use this, so you can keep it for something else or throw it away. Okay. Now, I'll leave that there because we're going to need it. So it's going to look like this. Now, I do see that I have the tick mark there, so I want to erase that. So I'll just get my eraser here and take that off so you don't see that little mark that I put on there. So it's going to go in there like that. So it's going to be a little pocket that's holding something. It's going to be a bookmark that we're going to tuck into here. So I give you full disclosure. All right, so we've got that done. I'm going to just leave it here for a second while I tell you what else we need. We need, from our DSP, and this is the piece that I chose from the Full of Life bundle. This piece of DSP is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and it's going to go on the front of our card like this. Okay, and then I need another piece for that pocket that we cut on the inside. It's the same DSP, but I had to use 2 sheets of it, and I think I want this side of it because I like the variation there. This piece is 2 3/8 by 5 3/8. Now we've got to cut this to match the angle here because this is where it's going to go. So I've got to cut it off. So what I do when I'm doing this is I just put it in here, and I just have it about 1/8 of an inch sticking out, but otherwise it's tucked right in there. And then I take a line, and this is the way it's going to be. This is the front of it. So I'm going to draw my line down like that. I'm just going to look at this and see if I think I'm about right. I think so. And I'm going to cut it off. So again, just put your line into your track here. About like that, it looks like. And cut it off. And again, there's a triangle that you've got. You can throw it away or you can keep it for another time. Now, I'm going to double check that this is going to, I'll do it this way so you can see that this is going to go on here evenly. Pretty good. All right, so that's going to go on there, and that's in the inside. This will be on the outside. So now we can get rid of this paper trimmer. I don't need it anymore. All right. And then we have a bookmark to make. So we've got a piece of the cardstock, or the DSP again. You can use either side. I haven't decided which side I want to use yet. I might use this one. This is 2 by 5 1/4. You need a corresponding piece of cardstock. So it's the same color, balmy blue, as my card base. 2 by 5 1/4. They're exactly the same size. I'm going to glue them together. Okay, like that. And that'll be my bookmark. Okay, so we can go ahead and get gluing. I have another piece of DSP that's a 1/2 inch piece that I'm going to use on the inside, I think. I have a piece of, now you're going to say, boy, you're using a lot of funny colors here. This is a piece of Summer Splash that is 5/8 of an inch by 4, I think, by 4 1/8. And I have a white piece of cardstock that I'm using for my greeting. And I use this die from the Friends for Life. It kind of looks like, it's supposed to look like a paint splash, I think. So I used that die, cut it out, but I've already stamped it. And I stamped it in Balmy Blue. And it's from the Everyday Details stamp set. And I just liked that it made it kind of stand out on here. And I tried a lot of the other greens and I didn't like them. I tried Balmy Blue, didn't like it. So I just went with that because for our bookmark, we're going to use some Summer Splash ribbon. So that's sort of what gave me the idea. It all blends together. It's amazing that all these colors that Stampin' Up! Has work together and just all seem to blend. So I also have a piece of white cardstock for the inside that is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And that will go with my little strip there that I have for the inside. So let's get putting this together. I'm going to glue this piece on the front, and I decided I wanted my sunbeam, or whatever you want to call it, over in this corner. And then I'll have my greeting along the bottom. Okay. So there's several papers in that pack in different colors of this, and I just love them. I think there's 3 different ones with sort of the rays. I really like them. Oh, here I was just using this glue, and now it's plugged up. Oh my. Again, another trick. I always keep a pin on the side of my glue so I can loosen it up and see if I can make it run. There we go. Okay. There. Just tuck it right back in the plastic there. All right, so putting this back on here, and it goes right on the front, just with a very tiny border. Looks good. And because I've got it flat out like this, I will go ahead and put this piece on, and we said we were going to put it this way. And if you have any, you think the eraser or the pencil marks are still on here, you can just run your eraser over the edge to take them off, because you remember that I did do that. Okay, now I want glue right at the very tip because I want to make sure that sticks down really good. All right, so there we go. And I'm kind of looking at the bottom more than anything to line it up with this, even though it's going to be tucked inside. You're not, sorry, I don't have it on here very straight. It's the good thing about the liquid glue is that you have time to move it. Okay, there we go. I did put a little extra up there, and now it's squishing out. Okay, now this, like I said, is going to go to the inside of my card. I can go ahead and fasten it down now, and you can use liquid glue, and I would just put a small bead across the bottom. The thing is, you're going to have to hold it for a minute. I have some very narrow tear and tape that must have come in a paper pumpkin, because our regular tear and tape looks like this. That's the width of our regular. This is about half the width, so I just happen to have this. I guess you could cut the regular stuff in half, but that might be a bit of a hassle. But otherwise, you could use your liquid glue. But you just want just a tiny little bit to seal the bottom of this. So I'm going to run it right along the edge, like that. And I am not putting it up this side. Now that might not be the greatest, because your bookmark might come sliding out. But I think that's okay. It's just I found it very tight if I ran it along the side here. So I think I'm going to hope that this works. Oopsie, pulled my whole thing apart here. Here's my take your pick tool. And somebody taught me this, or I saw this online somewhere, a demonstrator. Instead of trying to pick it at the corner, and sometimes you pick the whole adhesive up, she said try it at the edge, try it in the middle, and then just slide it along, and it just slides right off. So that was a good tip. All right, and I'm going to seal that right down like that. All right, so it is somewhat sealed at the corner because, of course, you've got a little tear and tape there. All right, so that's that. Now, let's get our outside done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, to look which side I liked, put this across here like that. And it says, you make every day a little brighter. This is rather a generic card gift because it's not a birthday necessarily, but it could be. So what you write or what you put on the inside of this card is entirely up to you. I'm going to leave mine blank because I may use it for a birthday. I just haven't decided yet. So I'm putting it down like that. That's such a neat die. Love that die. And I'm going to put it down flat. There is going to be a fair amount of bulk with this if you're mailing it because of the extra pocket. So I think I'm going to just want to make sure that's straight. So let's put this here. That is straight. Wow. Okay. I was just using my grid paper to kind of line it up side to side. All right. Now, for the inside, we could do this. I am not stamping, like I said, on my white piece, so I'm going to just leave it like that. And I'm going to put this in here, and I think I might put it this way. Across there like that. I might have to trim off just a smidge here on the end to make it fit. That. Whoops, I want it this way. That's good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Like this. Put it in here. So this would be a great gift for somebody just any old time. Like, it doesn't have to be a birthday. If you have someone in your life that is a reader and would appreciate a bookmark and just a card saying, you know, thinking of you, then this might be the answer. Okay, so there's the inside of our card, just like that. And now we have the bookmark to do. So I do have some embellishments or some decorating to do more to the front, but we'll do the bookmark first. The DSP and the cardstock are exactly the same size, and that I want them that way. I don't want any border on this one. So, and the bookmark is 2 inches wide for a reason. Our tag topper kind of punches. The widest they go is 2 inches. And one of the dies that we have that I'm going to show you how to use today to make a topper is also 2 inches wide. So now I have done some stamping on the back of this bookmark just because I thought it was kind of cute. With the Friends for Life stamp set, there is the words thinking of you and then these hearts. And the hearts also can be cut out with a die. So I did some of those heart cutouts. So I will show you. I cut out Summer Splash and Balmy Blue, and I've got a whole bunch of them. I thought we can decorate the front with, and we can, I thought I could put some on the inside. All right, so let's maybe do the inside first. Oh, sorry. On the back of my bookmark, I used Summer Splash ink for the hearts and Balmy Blue for the words. And I just put that on there. I thought that's kind of nice because you don't want a bunch of things on your bookmark because it's going to be sliding into your book and you don't want embellishments or whatever on it. So you don't want it to be too thick. But I thought it's kind of nice to have some words on the back because the back was exceptionally plain. All right. So I thought what I might do is I might take these hearts and put them like this. Maybe just right, whoops, just right there, like that. I've got very sticky fingers. I thought that looked kind of cute. So I think I'll just stick those flat down. Like I said, this does have a fair amount of bulk, so I'm not using any dimensionals on this one. So I'm going to put it down like that. And the blue one right just overlapping it a little bit. And I thought we could use some hearts on the inside of our card also. Okay, whoops, sorry, that moved. So I just put 2 little hearts on there. I thought that looked cute, so it goes like that. On the inside, I thought I could use a couple of, I've got one Summer Splash and one blue left. I could just stick them on the inside, and I thought that looked good too. And then we're not using anything too bulky, just a little bit of something, because that and the balmy blue one, just put them down like that, and still leaving you lots of room to write, or if you were stamping something there. All right, so now we're done all that decorating. Now we just need to do our bookmark. So I have a retired tag topper punch, delightful tag topper, and it looks like that. So it works really good. You slide your piece in, and as you can see, the channel is 2 inches wide, and it would cut the top, and it would also put a hole in it for ribbon. But being that that's retired, I thought, well, I need to look for something else. So I have looked in our catalog. We do have, in the annual catalog, we do have some punches that will do this. Sparkling Snowflakes tag topper punch. So it would be a snowflake. So that's not quite as appropriate that we want for this one. We also have this one, Elegant Edge Tag Topper. So you can see, I think, that tag that's cut with it there, it's sort of lacy topped. So there is that also. So we still have a couple that could be used, but I don't have them. So I thought, well, I'm going to show you something else. In the Something Fancy bundle, we have this die, and there's the little die that makes the hole for the tag, and it is exactly 2 inches wide. So I have played with this and found a way. Of course, I'm sure you all know how to do this, but I will show you. I'll bring my machine in to show you how I did this. Okay, and I do apologize if it wiggles the camera, but I did want to show you how I did this, because I did try it out to make sure it worked, and it's an alternative, and it is something that I do own that is current. So what I did is this is the top of my bookmark. So like I said, this is exactly 2 inches wide, and I've put some washi tape on to put that little die in to cut the hole. So I've got that ready. I'm going to put it down on my machine and literally just, sticky fingers, just move it around till I know it's going to stay there. Now I might need some washi tape. Just let me go get some more washi tape to hold that down, because I don't want it moving when we are actually, you know what I'll use is a Post-it note, because it's not quite as sticky as my washi tape is. Okay, so, but remember, I don't want to cut this bottom. I only want to cut the top. So I'm going to use this. I had a little note on there, but that's okay. I'm going to use that like that to hold it in place. And my top plate on here. And I will show you what I mean. I don't want to cut this bottom. All I want to cut is the top, basically. So I'm going to just put my plate partially on it. And then you run it through, and all that's going to cut is the top part. All right. There we go. Okay, hopefully that worked. Let's bring that back through here. And I will take my machine off of here. We don't need to look at that. Okay. Take my Post-it note off of there, and this off of there, and voila. There it is. So just cut the tag top, and because it's the right width, it didn't do anything to the sides. So you can see it just cut it off like that. And that part is garbage, of course. All right, so that is the way you can use it on a longer piece. If this was a tag for a gift, of course, this is the size you probably want it, but when you want it for a bookmark, it's longer. So that's what I did with that one. So that's the Something Fancy dies. Now, I've got this Summer Splash ribbon, which I'm going to thread through here, and I'm going to tie it off with some white twine. Just angle it like that. So this is the bordered ribbon in the Summer Splash color. So it's like this, And then I brought out the white twine that comes in the Essentials pack, 6-pack, or 5-pack, sorry, of colors. And I'm going to tie this around here. Just either in a knot. I think a simple knot is best. You can tie it in a bow, but I'm not certain the bow would even stay. So I will just tie it like this. That. And again, just make a knot. Like that to hold it in place. Okay, like that. And cut my ends off. There we go. That's our bookmark, and turned it over. It says thinking of you with the hearts on it, and it just tucks into there. Now, when you're going to mail it or give it, put it in an envelope, you're going to have to either flip this down here or flip it over top or flip it behind like that. And it isn't too bulky. If you tied that in a knot, it would be, but that's our card. Now, again, you can embellish it more, but I thought it's fairly bulky, and I also thought it could go to a guy if you wanted it, depending on maybe you don't want the hearts all over it. I don't know. I didn't mind the hearts on it, but that's okay. Yeah, so that's our card. Now, I did make one out of retired product to show you as my kind of trial and error. This one is a bit different, so you can make this either way. There's my bookmark. I turned my flap to the front on this one. Now you probably recognize that paper we had, and I thought, of course, it was perfect for a bookmark card because of the books. And all of this is retired product, so paper here, but my flap is on the outside on this one. And then retired stamp set on the inside, and there's my bookmark. And I just tied it exactly the same way, and it's again just glued at the bottom, but open here. But it's not going anywhere. Like it won't go anywhere. So that's the two different cards. And I thought they both turned out good, and I like both ways of having the bookmark on the inside or the bookmark on the outside. And I think it's kind of cute that this sticks up. Now, of course, when you put it in an envelope, it won't be sticking up, but I think that's cute. And of course, they take their bookmark out and use it, and they still have their card from you. All right, well, that's our video for today. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, I sure appreciate a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be on every Wednesday in the month of January, and then I will not be for a few weeks in February, and then I'll be back again. I have a holiday planned, so but I will be here all of January. So we have how many weeks of videos? 4 weeks of videos, and then I'll have a bit of a break, and then I'll be back again. All right, hope everybody has a great week.